What's up guys, my name is Coolplay. In today's video, I'm going to be bringing you guys the latest news regarding Tom Clancy's The Division, especially regarding the new update coming April 12th, bringing the new incursion, the Falcon Lost. This new update will also be bringing loot trading, new gear sets, new high-end weapons, new assignments, new supply drops, and a brand new spectator camera. With all that said, let's jump right into it. Now first things first, for those of you guys that are wondering what the whole incursions thing is all about, incursions are basically going to be the hardest missions we've ever gotten in Tom Clancy's The Division thus far. And the thing about this mission is that you're definitely going to need a team of 4, and you're going to need your best team of 4 for these incursions, because this is going to be no easy task. It'll be tremendously easy for you to fail and tremendously hard for you to succeed. So teamwork is the absolute key to success in terms of incursions. One thing that the developers recommend in preparation of these incursions is that you take on the task of finding level 31 gear, and for those of you guys that are not familiar with the possibility of having level 31 gear, it is actually possible. Some of my friends even have level 31 gear. I gotta say I'm envious, but it's true. Another thing that the developers recommend is having a very high gear score. Gear score isn't something that they have introduced yet, but it's something that they're going to introduce during this update. So gear score really isn't a thing that I would worry about right now, because you're not going to be able to keep track of it. Gear score is going to be a replacement for gear level. Also, incursions that are set on hard have a gear score recommendation, whereas incursions that are set on challenging have a gear score requirement. The recommendation basically means that it's recommended for you to have this score to be able to succeed in this incursion, whereas the required gear score prevents you from being able to physically attempt the incursion if you don't meet that gear score. Now we all know that when you finish missions on challenging, you receive a weapon or gear piece as a reward. But incursions are going to be a little bit different. What incursions are going to do for their rewarding system is that the first time you complete an incursion in that week, you'll receive a weekly reward. And every single time you play that, you'll receive a regular reward after that. But the weekly reward will be the most valuable. And it's also worth noting that you're going to be able to replay incursions as many times as you want. The final feature of incursions is that when your whole team dies, you have to restart from the very beginning of the mission. So incursions are not for quitters. Now moving on to gear sets. The gear sets coming in the new update come in 4 types. The first one being Sentry's Call, which is for all you marksman players out there. Tactician's Authority, which is for all you support players and skill power focused players. Striker's Battle Gear, which is for all you combat assault players rushing into battle. And finally, the Path of the Nomad for all you Dark Zone players stealing everybody's loot one drop at a time. The cool thing about this loot that's coming in this new update is the fact that if you equip 4 pieces of one gear set, you unlock a special talent that is unique to that special set and can be obtained no other way. In a live stream, Ubisoft Massive also told us that not all armor pieces just come from incursions, so you're not just going to be able to spam incursions until you get a full set of armor, basically. You're going to have to grind and look for all these pieces, because these gear pieces come in incursions, blueprints, some from challenge mode, and some from other places. They really didn't disclose too much on that, but there's going to be another live stream that's going to explain this topic a lot more. Also, players' gear score will be displayed instead of their level, because at this stage of the game, it's more important than their actual level. Gear score is calculated based on all the gear you have in total, even the gear inside of your inventory, so it's not just based off the gear you have equipped. Moving on to weapons. The other thing that's been confirmed regarding high-end weapons is the fact that we're going to have named high-end weapons inside of this update. There's speculation about whether the Historian or the Valkyria will be inside of this update, but that's one of those things we need more information to know about. Up next, we have loot trading, and the deal with loot trading is you have a 2-hour window to trade with the members of your team. Let's say I have a high-end mask for 5 hours. I will no longer be able to trade that item with any of my team members. But let's say you have made it inside the 2 hours. You can just drop what your friend wants that you don't want and give it to them as they pick it up. You can only trade with those in your group, and also in the Dark Zone, you have to go to a checkpoint to trade, whereas if you were outside the Dark Zone, you wouldn't. But the reason why you have to go inside of a checkpoint to trade is to avoid the conflict of whether or not you die in the Dark Zone and you're not able to pick up the stuff that you once had. Ubisoft is also bringing in something that's also new, being assignments. Assignments come in both daily and weekly formats. They could be as simple as killing a number of enemies or performing a kind of activity in the Dark Zone, but we're going to have to wait till the release of this update, April 12th, to find out. Now the rewards for these assignments result in Phoenix credits, Division tech, and rewards such as armor pieces and weapons. And one of the most interesting things that we learned in this live stream was that supply drops are going to be coming into the Dark Zone. Supply drops arrive approximately every hour and will be guarded by high-level enemies, and other players are going to want these supply drops, so you're going to have to fight your way through to this supply drop location, and the one who reigns supreme will be the owner of this loot. And the great thing about supply drops is that even though it's in the Dark Zone, you're not going to have to extract it. Whatever you pick up from a supply drop is yours automatically stored in your inventory. And the final thing I'll be going over is the spectator camera. As the current owners of the division know, when you die, you have a good clear view of your body laying on the ground. Whereas with the spectator camera, you'd be able to see what your friends are doing and advise them on their movements, so they can make better choices and avoid death. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our video for today. If you like my video, please leave a like, and if you're new to my channel, subscribe for the latest and greatest Tom Clancy's The Division news. Keep it locked to my channel, LL Cool Play. My name is LL Cool Play, and I'm out.